hasanat. You think hasanat are a thing in the afterlife. If you're above 0 by the time you die, you're blessed in heaven. I'm telling you that from the last time we spoke to this time we spoke, I understood a verse in the scriptures, and it says it in the Quran as well, not just the Bible, that the kingdom of heaven is actually within you. It says in Surah 50:16 that Allah is nearer to you than Habl al-Warid. And what actually happens is that when you realize that and you live in the present moment, and you start treating every person with good, with positive intent, a beggar asks you for $20 and you don't want to give it, but you know that that $20 is going to help him much more than it'll help you because you're good anyway. You got yourself a nice home and a whatever and blah, blah, blah. The more you do these actions, you stack hasanat right now. And the afterlife is not a moment after you die. It's every moment after now. The moment that you, me, and Sneeko are sitting here from across the world and thousands of viewers are watching us. What? They go out after this and they switch their intention. There's no tomorrow. There's no waiting to tomorrow for the gym. There's no waiting for tomorrow to get the action done. There is only this time now for us to do this. And when you start living like that and you treat every person properly, with intent from your heart, good, those hasanats stack. It's not an afterlife. It's not after you die you get heaven or hell. It's that infinite blessings will start coming your way. The mansions of gold and the rivers of honey and all these things that it talks about in the Quran, they start coming your way because you're doing good with the energy that you've been provided. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying that it says that in your scriptures. But
if only you knew, if only you knew. That's got to be one of my favorite verses from the Quran, where it's God says, if only you knew. You know how many times in life you guys have been promised something where looking back, you wish you knew? Whether I wish I didn't take my youth for granted. I wish I took in the moment. If only we knew, bro. I really try to keep that in mind. Because if God says heaven is as good as it is, bro, if only we knew what was waiting.
And what's
for
your
us.
main message? What is a lantern? Where does the flame live in a lantern?
You cannot have a discussion like this.
I got you. I'll go quiet for 10 minutes after. I promise you, I got you. I'll go quiet for 10 minutes.
And then
I'll go quiet for 10 minutes after. But what is a lantern?
Okay, I'll answer you.
And where does the flame live within the lantern? Is it inside of it or outside of it?
Sure. I'll answer you. The name originated or generally.
Well, I like Arab guys. We're good friends.
Came from it. It's from a verse of the Quran actually. It talks about Allah being the light of the heavens and the earth, and then it gives a parable of the light of Allah as a lamp. And then you can read that verse in chapter 24 in the Quran. This is where I got the idea from, right? So Muslim lantern meaning that you spread the guidance, the light of God, because this verse in the Quran says that who Allah doesn't give the light of guidance will have no light of guidance, right? This is the whole point about the channel. Channel is giving the light of guidance or revelation.
It says similar in the Bible. Matthew 6:22.
Okay, no worries.
But what does Matthew 6:22 say?
Absolutely. Now,
the eye is the lamp of the body.
Yeah, bro. Oh my God. God sent Jesus. Of course, there's going to be similar messages. You just can't distinguish what was actually the words of Jesus, the messenger of God, from what people added. So of course there's going to be similarities. No one disagrees with that.
It is all within you.
Actually, it's quite different now.
Yes, and because you believe it,
and the Quran,
because you believe that. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. I got you. I said, I got you.
Let's speak. Okay,
Arab's cooking.
The verse of the Quran doesn't say the light is within you. It says the light is God. The light is Allah. And if Allah doesn't give you light, the whole point I'm trying to talk to you about revelation now, the light of revelation. If Allah doesn't give you the light, you have no light.
I agree with
Allah says, مَثَلُ نُورِهِ. Allah says, Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. مَثَلُ نُورِهِ, the example of His light. كَمِشْكَاتٍ فِيهَا مِصْبَاحٌ الْمِصْبَاحُ فِي زُجَاجَةٍ, to the end of the verse. And then it says, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَجْعَلِ اللَّهُ لَهُ نُورًا فَمَا لَهُ مِنْ نُورٍ. Who Allah does not give light, he will have no light. Now you can talk about a verse that talks about light inside you in the Bible. That's not the same thing at all. It's completely different. It's a parable about you, and the other is a parable about God and His light coming to you as a guidance. Now, I was smiling, not because I want to prove you wrong and this and that. We're having a discussion. I was smiling because you were misrepresenting the verses of the Quran. For instance, you said the Quran says the same thing. That guidance is within you or something like that. And then you go to a verse in the Quran, Surah Qaf, and then where it says that Allah is closer to you than your jugular vein, right? How does that mean the truth is within you? Allah closer to you here means in knowledge. In knowledge. This verse is speaking, if you read the entire verse, Allah says, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ وَنَعْلَمُ مَا تُوَسْوِسُ بِهِ نَفْسُهُ. I'll tell you the verse now from beginning to end. He says, we created the human being, and we know what he whispers in himself, how he speaks. You know when you speak inside you, nobody hears you? God hears you, right?
Whoa, wait. Repeat that.
I said, do you know,
I'm listening.
when you speak within yourself, that voice that you're speaking, these things that you're hearing, God can hear it, while nobody else can hear you, God can hear you.
Okay, so God hears everything within you. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Let me finish, bro. Okay, so here, Allah says in the Quran, وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ, and we're closer to him than his jugular. Then Allah says, إِذْ يَتَلَقَّى الْمُتَلَقِّيَانِ عَنِ الْيَمِينِ. Then when the angels are taking the soul of the person. So Allah says, نَعْلَمُ know. This verse is about knowledge. Allah knows you. When He says closer to you than your jugular veins, it's reference to knowledge. God knows everything. What you think about in yourself, what happens to you at the moment of your death, what's happening to you right now, us speaking, God knows that. This is what the verse is referring to. So you cannot misrepresent that and say the truth is within you, which has, the verse is not saying that in any way, shape, or form.
I didn't misrepresent it.
And this is the whole point. No, you're misrepresenting
you said
the
it,
verse saying
and
that
you repeated it twice.
Says, no, you said the Quran says.
And then you repeated something from the Quran.
Yeah, no, I repeated the verse that you quoted, but fully in context. That's all I did. I just brought the context showing you that what you said is not what the Quran is saying. That's all I did. So, because you quoted it, I just recollected the verse from the verse before and the verse after.
Right,
so,
and the context.
Allah in the Quran in this case is not saying the truth is within you, right? But the point is, this comes back to where we were in the beginning. This kind of goes back for self. You cannot read this verse in the Quran and give us your own interpretation, Arab. When you go to a Muslim and tell him what you said, he will say to you, okay, can you show me what the Prophet said about this verse? Can you show me what the companions said about this verse? You're going to say, no, I just, was in the mountains for a while, like you said, and came to that conclusion. The Muslim will say to you, I can go to the mountain and come up with a different conclusion. And that's why one of the most prolific scholars in Islam, Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, he said that using intellect alone, which is what you're trying to say in this case, sitting alone or meditation, whatever, you're saying meditation, connecting with God. I get what you're saying. But I'll tell you what Ibn Taymiyyah said.
You believe there's only intellect within you? You don't believe there's an entire universe of organs that can heal itself, that makes you walk, that gives you energy? That
I believe there's a biological body given to you by God that can heal itself. Yes.
You don't think there's an entire system inside of you that can function on its own, and all it needs is a breath?
No, it doesn't function. It functions with the soul that God has given you, and the body that you have is created to
and
by
the
God.
Soul
I
is
believe
where?
in all of that, but that has that's not what I was talking about.
Right? And the soul is
I
where?
I completely believe in that. Sorry?
And the soul is where?
Soul is within the body.
Okay. Great. You're welcome to continue.
Okay. Yeah, I lost where I was. I'll try to come back anyway. All right, so the whole point I was saying is this, is revelation, the Quran and the Sunnah and the prophetic tradition is how we understand the Quran. We're not going to take someone's understanding. I was quoting, Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah. He said that you cannot come to the truth just through intellect, because if you bring two people, they will have, each of them will have an opinion. You bring a third person, you have a third opinion. So you need revelation. Ibn Taymiyyah says the point you're missing here.
And how do you get revelation?
Again, you're missing the point. Ibn Taymiyyah says if you have two or three people disagreeing, there has to be something that brings them together. That is through revelation. How do you get revelation? Through the prophets of God. How do you know that what the prophet brought is revelation? Through establishing that what that prophet did, the miracles, the signs that each prophet does, and each book talks about these signs that these prophets do. Why? Why do these books keep saying that these prophets make signs? Why do these prophets keep making signs? The reason is to establish that they are true messengers coming from the Creator with a message to give you from God. So that's the point I'm trying to make to you. I was trying to tell you the Quran has these miracles or evidences which you can use to establish that Prophet Muhammad is a messenger. I was even just starting it by saying, take yourself back 1,400 years ago. But I couldn't even go past the fact that there was no cars 1,400 years ago. I mean, it's very hard to have a discussion at this point, right?
Yeah, because
we need to use common sense, Arab.
In order to get to God, you don't use common sense. No, that's not. You don't get there
through
common sense.
How do you know that?
You get there through living in the presence.
Why do you say that?
You get there through living in the presence. You say that God knows.
I disagree with you.
Great, but you say that, and because you disagree with me, you'll be rewarded for your beliefs. It says that in the scriptures as well. It says, "Let each man according to his faith." And because you don't believe it, I'm telling you.
Arab.
I'm telling you. I don't even know what a straw man is, bro. I'm just talking to you. I'm just
You're
letting
making
you
an
know.
argument I don't believe
It's a
in.
logical
I'm letting
fallacy,
you know that
bro.
because you
Believe in.
don't believe it, you won't be rewarded for it. And it's exactly your belief that allows you to do it. And when you believe it, and when you imbue your inshallah that you say, that you put
Nothing to do with the reward, by the way. It's nothing to do with the
it
reward.
matters. Yes, it
You're-
is.
you're
It's
fol-
infinite
you're following-
rewards. It's the
you're
rewards
following
of God,
no,
bro. It's the
I'm
rewards
sorry,
of God.
You're
It's
following-
infinite
I'll tell you, you're
rewards.
following- No, you're trying to. You think you figured out what Islam is, and you have a misconception.
I'm
of
not
the
having
idea
a
of
conversation
Islam.
with you about
Islam is
Islam.
not-
I'm having a conversation with you about truth.
No. You're not Arab. You're telling me, thinking, assuming what I'm doing. You're saying, oh, you're doing this for the reward because you think.
I'm telling
You
you that if you
figured out what I'm doing, and you're jumping in my mind. That's why we're not able.
I'm
to have a
telling you
discussion.
that
What
you
I'm
have
doing
a
is I'm
beautiful
asking you-
platform.
Listen, Arab. What I'm doing is I'm asking you what you think. I don't assume what you think. I'm asking you what you think. If you start,
I
doing
don't
that,
think.
then the conversation will work.
I don't think.
You don't think?
No.
Like, what can I say at this point?
I don't think. I'm not
What do
thinking
you
while
do,
I'm
Arab?
talking
What
to
do
you
do
right
then?
now.
What do you
I'm
do
not
then?
thinking. I'm being completely present, and I'm using my body as a vessel to speak to you and thousands of people. I'm not
Arab,
thinking.
Did you meet some Buddhists or?
I did. I met so many Buddhists and Hindus
Thank
and
you.
sheikhs and
Thank you. Okay, so I
Rastas.
know where this is all coming from. then.
Exactly. You believe that because somebody believes something different than you, they're wrong, and because of your
No.
judgment towards the
I never
other
said any
people,
of that, man.
you're.
I never said
You
any
did.
of
You
that.
just said it to me, bro. You
I-
said, "Oh, you went and you
I
sat
said-
with people who actually define
I
things in
said it
different
makes
ways."
sense. I said it makes sense that what you're saying is their belief is what they're saying.
I'm telling you
So
that
I
all
get
the
the
beliefs are
non-existence-
mixed and they're
Yeah.
infinitely nuanced.
Bro,
I'm telling you that all the beliefs
again?
are mixed.
He said I don't.
What belief?
Mixed, as in every single person that interprets something then creates a more
I think you're
strings.
confused, Arab. To tell you the truth, this is what
You're
you're
welcome.
giving me. This is the
Of
vibe you're
course,
giving me.
you're welcome to think whatever you want.
Because what
I
you
know
did is
exactly
you
where
read
I'm
the-
at, Muslim Lantern. I know exactly where I'm at.
No,
I go around the
you
world,
read
and my
different
sole
things.
mission is to spread good to people. You're welcome to think I'm
You read
confused,
different things.
but people
You
have
read-
seen it. They've
confused
seen
is
it
not
in the
an insult,
work.
By the way, confused is not insult. Confused is a state where you're not recognizing what is true from what is false. It's not an insult, right? So don't take it as an insult because I didn't intend it as an insult.
Okay, I understand.
When
that.
I say you're
I
confused,
understand.
I believe you've read different things and you've used your own experience, you've used your own subjectivity to collect from different things, and that came up with your own kind of understanding.
yeah,
That's the whole point. Yeah.
And I would tell the
that's why
the viewers, I would tell them, please go use your personal experience and use that to listen to God in a way that He's going to talk to you in ways that are not the same that He's going to talk to your friends. He's going to talk to you specifically because
How do you know that?
I've
I keep
experienced
asking you
personally
that and you
as
don't
well.
give me an answer.
I've
How do
given
you know
you
that?
I've given you an answer, but you don't accept my answer. You started the talk that you don't believe.
No,
my
what
answer.
was it? Remind me.
I told you it's
Remind me.
all through personal experience, all of it.
Yeah. So you think that's the case, right?
No, I mean you.
Why? Okay,
you
give
think
me
I
one
think
reason
that's the
the
case?
viewer watching. Let me ask you a different question. Give me one reason the viewer should follow your personal experience and what you think is the truth based on your personal experience. Give me one reason. If I'm that viewer watching, why do I need to take what Arab says when there is another guru who had another self-reflecting experience and he has another idea on understanding? Why should I take what Arab says over what that guy says?